Thank you, Councilmember Chavez, President Alcantar, and Student Trustee Perez for your inspiring leadership. I am excited to welcome you to the second annual State of the District Address. Before we begin, I want to share some good news fresh off the presses. California Governor Gavin Newsom has appointed our former Chula Vista Mayor and Assembly Member Mary Salas to the California Community College's Board of Governors. This is a historic moment. We have never had a representative on the Board of Governors from our area. Congratulations, Mary, and I know you're going to serve us well up in this state. Did Trustee Alcantar say it was your birthday today, too? Happy birthday, and thank you for being with us today. What an amazing time for Southwestern College and the community we serve. Our college has come far from last year in realizing the goals that we've set for ourselves to maximize how we serve our community and how we serve our students. Let's begin with enrollment. Our head count continues trending upward, and we still have an opportunity to enroll students in our fast-track courses that begin on April 3rd. We currently have more than 17,000 head count students. That represents a 13% increase over last spring semester. We are coming back from the pandemic, folks, and we're coming back strong. These students are also enrolling in more classes, which helps them to achieve their academic, personal, and career goals more efficiently. Even better news is that we're within striking distance of our enrollment peak prior to the pandemic. That's crucial for us as we prepare to exit the state's emergency conditions allowance, which has protected the full-time equivalent student enrollment portion of our funding. So how are we able to make these goals happen? We are making major structural changes to our student affairs and academic affairs divisions. Last summer, our governing board approved the reorganization of our student affairs division, and those changes included hiring 2 new deans, a Dean of Enrollment Services, and a Dean of Student Engagement and Completion. As their titles imply, these 2 deans and their teams will be responsible for doing the focused work of enrolling and retaining our students. Within the Enrollment Services area, we've restructured to create a new Director of Outreach and Dual Enrollment position. As a matter of fact, in this room yesterday, we had 700 high school students, creating a pathway for their success at Southwestern College. Thank you to the enrollment team back there. This is an important detail because in the past, our outreach and dual enrollment, which allows our high school students to take college courses while they're still in high school, have essentially been duties taken on by administrators who already have a long list of responsibilities. And that organizational structure has impeded our ability to grow the program. For example, we currently offer 31 courses at our feeder high schools, serving approximately 800 students. Now, we have a perfect opportunity with our organizational structure to expand dual enrollment and maximize the opportunities for students to prepare for early college and career success. 3,000 to 4,000 students in dual enrollment a semester is an achievable goal. It's also a significant equity goal for our communities of color. We know that if we can put students, especially Black and Brown students and our AAPI students, on an early trajectory for college success, the more likely they are to integrate into the regional workforce needs in this region, and that's the work we want to do. To accomplish these goals, we must have effective organizational designs in place to focus on these efforts. We're also in the planning phase with the Sweetwater Union High School District to develop a middle college high school at our higher education center at San Isidro. In a middle college, students can earn their high school diploma and an associate's degree at the same time, or at least complete a set number of college units, thereby expediting their community college experience. Again, you have to build the organizational structure to carry out this work. And we're quickly building this strong foundation for enrollment and student completion. As I spoke in my presentation last year, one of the first enrollment decisions I made when I arrived was to hire a director of binational and international programs. I see you, Dr. Pilco, right there in the middle. With our governing board support, we made this happen. We now have an office working intentionally with our partners in Tijuana, Baja California. Thank you for being here today. Since then, we've strengthened our partnerships with high schools and universities in Tijuana. As a matter of fact, this year, we will host our very first commencement in Tijuana for our binational students. Thank you to the team for making that happen. Our director also recently secured Southwestern College to be on the list of approved community colleges for students from the United Arab Emirates to attend using special government-funded scholarships from their country at Southwestern College. Southwestern College will be a hub for international student learning. Last year, I spoke to you about our University Center. Earlier this year, we held a groundbreaking for our Instructional Complex 1, which will include the University Center. This center will house our university partners from San Diego State University, National University, Point Loma Nazarene University, and we are in dialogue with the University of California, San Diego, UCSD. That's noteworthy because we have never had a UCSD presence in the South County. So for those students in our community, yeah, we can give it up. For those students who want to access the UCSD campus in La Jolla, that option will still be there. But for those students who can't afford the travel or can't afford to leave their community in order to access a UC education, they will have that opportunity here in Chula Vista soon. Expanding opportunities for increased bachelor degree programs and completion in South County is a top priority for Southwestern College. We are also building a brand new state-of-the-art student union. This will be the new home for our associated students, veteran services, our culinary arts program, student engagement and supports, and dining services. It will be an engaging space to ensure students and the community feel welcomed when they come to campus. These buildings were made possible through tremendous support from our community, through the support of the Measure Z bond. My message to the community here today, this work is a fulfillment of the promise we made to the community to create welcoming and engaging spaces and spaces that are going to enhance a person's ability to complete a college degree, certificate, or credential. We take that fulfillment of that promise very seriously here at Southwestern College. You can also read more about it in your handouts. If you received handouts, there's more information on the project. In addition, an exciting new development in our efforts to explore a baccalaureate degree here in architecture. State legislation has become permanent to allow community colleges to offer baccalaureate degrees that fulfill workforce needs. It's a lengthy process that ultimately must be approved by the Board of Governors, in which our very own Mary Salas is now a part of. And one of our amazing faculty members, Diana Arredondo, is spending her sabbatical year researching and writing a proposal for Southwestern College to be among one of these programs. Next year at this time, we hope to announce we're on our way to offering an architecture bachelor's degree here at Southwestern College. This leads into the changes we're making within our academic affairs division. As I pause for a moment, if we stopped right here, it would be an amazing amount of work done over the last year. However, there's more. We are restructuring all of our schools and majors that will be a part of the schools. That includes adding a new school as a part of the reorganization. The academic restructuring is to fully and systematically implement our Jaguar Pathways program. As a college, and we're not unique in this matter, we are offering too many courses as a part of some of our majors. Oftentimes, these extra classes are duplicative of courses offered in other majors, but with slight changes that don't allow our students to transfer those courses to a new major. So our faculty and academic senate leadership have been analyzing low-enrolled programs and duplicative courses and bringing them forward for discontinuance. This doesn't mean we're offering students fewer academic choices. Instead, we're clarifying the path for students to completion. Our goal is to completely align our majors and courses so that students can graduate in 2 years if they are a full-time student. Structure is important, so are the people who support students. That's why we've been expanding our ranks of full-time faculty. In the last 2 years, we have hired 42 full-time faculty. These new faculty members are amongst the most diverse hired in the college's history. They include 4 new tenure-track faculty, 1 of each for our 4 ethnic studies majors. They include counselors for our Jaguar Pathways, restorative justice, guardian scholars, and learning communities. These new hires represent our long-term commitment to diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging at Southwestern College. Also a priority for Southwestern College is economic equity for our students. We have spoken many times about our Southwestern College Cares Hub that includes our JAG Kitchen Food Pantry and Cares Closet. We have partnered with local hotels to provide vouchers for our students facing homelessness. We have grown our partnerships with local and state agencies to provide students access to resources outside the college. And now we are embarking on a student housing initiative. You can read more about that in the handout as well. It is our hope to build quality, affordable student housing on our Chula Vista campus. You can give it up. We have submitted an $81 million grant to the Chancellor's Office to build up to 243 single and double occupancy apartments. Rates for the single units would be $673 a month. Can anyone tell me another part of San Diego in which you can get that? I'd like to know. Southwestern College would rent out these units below market value to eliminate one of the most significant barriers to a student's college enrollment, cost of housing. In preparing the grant application, we surveyed students, and overwhelmingly those who responded said it would make a real difference in their ability to complete their college education. This student housing would also be more than apartments. We are including areas for tutoring, career job counseling, and placement, and basic needs spaces. There is much still to consider, from how the apartments will be managed and the overall impact on district services. Yet we will begin an inclusive and open process of dialogue and input when we get funded. Notice when I said when we get funded. We are hopeful for this funding because we know housing insecurity amongst our students is real, especially as San Diego County is one of the most expensive places to live in the country. And we know that students who do not need to worry about food and shelter are better able to achieve their academic, career, and personal goals. The final item I'd like to share with you, and I know Assemblymember David Alvarez will provide greater detail, is our effort to expand educational opportunities with students from Tijuana. Assemblymember Alvarez has sponsored AB 91, which will allow low-income students from Tijuana to attend community colleges in San Diego and Imperial counties at the in-state tuition rate. We all understand that the Cali-Baja region is an economic engine with the $250 billion annual economy for San Diego County alone. Yet we are all facing increasing staffing shortages. When the Assembly member first introduced this legislation, we saw on one of our local news channels an interview with a student from Tijuana. The student had been an aerospace engineering student, but was now a dishwasher because he couldn't afford to continue to pay the out-of-state tuition rate. A true loss of talent for our regional workforce. I want to make sure I'm clear on one point. We're not giving students anything. These students will pay tuition simply at the same rate as our current Southwestern College students, thereby creating a broader segment of our community prepared for the workforce needs of our region. This is a 5-year pilot program which allows the state to study its impacts. I'm confident that after those 5 years, we will all see a whole new cohort of highly trained, educated, and diverse workers. That benefits the entire region economically. As you can see, Southwestern College is living up to its potential to inspire and educate our community. I am proud of the work we have done and continue to do. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Daisy Gonzalez, our interim chancellor of the California Community College System. Dr. Gonzalez is a former foster youth who was among the first in her family to attend college. Her background growing up has shaped her views of the integral role public institutions play in the lives of students and the economic development in a community. As it is Women's History Month, I am honored to introduce a powerful leader. Please join me in welcoming my colleague and friend, Dr. Gonzalez, who will provide context on what's happening in the higher education across the state.